Now, if I move on to MVI and do a quick introduction to that, so the model view architecture, again, similar to MVU in a way. If you look at the high level, you have your model that will get subscribed to, and it has a stream of states. Those states are used by the views that subscribe to the model to update themselves. The views themselves present controls to the user, like buttons and editable text box and whatnot. Whenever a user interacts with a view, that gets converted to an intent. That view event that we call, that we don't see in this diagram here, gets converted to an intent, passed onto the model. The model reacts to that, updates itself based on whatever the user did, and then the loop continues, and so on and so forth. All right, so there's actually many ways of implementing MVI. So here, but that's one example. That's my take on MVI. You're going to find a lot of APIs out there, but basically, the way I've been doing it in the last few years, for the model, I tend to create a component that exposes a stream of state on the output side. That could be RxJava. In this case, I like the new modern ways of doing things in Android, so I'm using Stateflow. On the input side, what we do is typically the model will add a function, like this function here, process. And as you can see, it takes an intent as a parameter. An intent is typed. So what an intent is, it's very simply, it's a function that takes a certain my state as a parameter. That's the current state of the model. It applies some work to that and comes back with a new updated state, a different one. Right, so when we look at the view side, the components are actually pretty similar. On the input side, you're going to have, you're going to be listening onto the stream of states. So you can see here, we're taking the model, we're collecting that, and we have a state. That's a composable function here. So whenever that state will change, the composable function will re-execute and update our view. And on the flip side of that, the output of the view, we have a click listener. So whenever there's a click or some interaction that happens in the view, that will be passed on to a handler that will, in this case, take this view event, convert it to an intent, and pass that on to the model.